Cocktails with Astronauts by Grayson Ferguson. The rain started not long after I hailed the cab. The sky had threatened to crack and spill its yolk for some time, so I skipped my normal search for a metered taxi and instead slipped into the first yellow Corolla that slowed. I told the driver my destination. He quoted an outrageous price. We haggled, but as the rain drummed over, we both knew he had the upper hand. I accepted, and he drove. It was a hard rain, heavy. Its beat outperformed that of my driver's radio. I watched neon lights pass my window through blurred water spots. The luminous streaked by as engorged clouds swallowed up the sun. Rain pooled along curbs as pedestrians frantically waved down swarming fleets of cabs. The driver looked in his mirror. We made eye contact. We looked away. He continued on in silence. The pattering of rain and the metronome of wipers drowned out the sound of radio and traffic. At the hotel, I counted the money and paid him. He counted it again. Stepping out the cab, rain embraced me as an old friend might, coiling tightly in a cold hug. There were few old friends to be found here, though. Only the rain. A lavender and turquoise haze of lights glowed down from the sign above like a Martian god. The smell of fried rice noodles fought a losing battle against the monsoon, yet my stomach responded all the same. The doorman nodded as I walked under the awning and into the hotel. I stood, my eyes adjusting. Artificial blue light haloed the lobby bar. A man sat at the bar. A finger traced the lip of his martini glass. His stare blank. His mind elsewhere. A woman, legs crossed, sat half turned away from the bar, eyes and hands on her phone. Half her face washed in ocean blue, the other half in shadow. Hair clung to my forehead like vines on a mountain's edge. I combed it back with a wet finger. I took a slosh step toward the elevator, feet swimming in wet socks. My shoes squished under my migration to the lift, tucked in next to the front of the hotel. The elevator call button pulsed red as I pressed it. Water ran down from my fingers across its translucent face. Below, I'd given life to a puddle at my feet. Chillwave music lingered at the bar to my side. I pictured astronauts sipping cocktails under the light of a faraway moon. A blade of light cut through the elevator door as the lift lowered. I took a step forward before shifting to the side as a woman walked out, her red-heeled shoes slapping at my puddle. It must have caught the back of her ankle because she looked down, then to me. Her black hair caught a streak of blue light as her eyes glistened like two puddles of her own. My lips parted to apologize, but nothing came out. I felt the weight of my wet clothes, the drop of water running down my cheek as if a tear. The sudden coldness of my skin. She smiled, then turned and went on. I watched as she walked to the doorman, heels clicking against the polished black stone, the red now purple under the blue light. She would have been right at home with the astronauts and their cocktails. The elevator door started to close. I waved my hand between to catch the doors, then stepped inside. Blue light continued above. I pushed my room floor. The back wall of the lift, a glass window looking out onto the Bangkok night. A neon rainbow of signs stretched into blurry oblivion, yet my own reflection kept me grounded. The woman walked past, umbrella in hand, red shoes rippling reflective puddles as she cut through rising steam and falling rain. The doors behind closed. I could smell her. Clove and rose and spice and seduction, as if the night had crafted its own scent just for her. I watched the street, but not from my vantage. From hers. Beside her. She handed me the umbrella and I held it above, blocking out the rain. She smiled as I talked, her eyes catching neon as they looked into mine, into my soul. She said something, but I don't know what. She took my arm into hers and nestled her head to my shoulder. Her hair twisted down her neck and along my arms like a black satin waterfall. I could smell the clove, and the spice, and the rose, and the seduction. I breathed in deeply. The lift stopped and its chime sounded. I was back in the elevator, my reflection looking in from outside glass. I wondered if I missed something with that woman, or if it was nothing but a puddle and a smile. I stepped out of the lift, and the door closed behind me.